Sound check, check, check. Are we live? Can you hear me okay? Check, check, check one. Hi, you guys. How is everybody? I hope wherever you are safe and warm and full of lotion. I'm going to put my lotion on. There goes a notification. We are live, darling, but don't want to forget about our incredible replay crew in the replay lounge. I want to thank you all for tuning in and welcome to my live audience to 1111 True Crime, where we've got, oh no, it's the other way. It's the opposite for me now. I changed too many things in my life, so it's part of being a Gemini. Hope you're doing well. Let's see who we have with us. My babies are my ones. Hello, lovely. We're going to be going to Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, Canada today. Back into the Lilly and Jack Sullivan case. We're going to be talking about Daniel. Daniel, did you touch my four-wheeler? Janie, and Malaya and these kids. I have a poll going. Now, my mods are amazing, and I know Zoe's amazing at this. She's here. Hi, Zoe Rose. She's going to help me because she does it every time. She reminds me. So I'm counting on you, Zozo. Who is the main suspect in the disappearance of Jack and Lilly Sullivan case? Y'all get your votes in. Let me make sure I got chat set right so I can see it on all screens. Okay. Who's your main suspect in the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case, all right? A, you're answering Daniel and Janie if you want to play at home, okay? B, you're answering Malaya if you want to play at home. I can't help it. I'm in a good mood. C, Daniel, Janie, and Malaya, like they all in it, is answer C if you answer that. And then 4, which I'm going to tell you now, we've only got 2%, feel that the kids wandered off on their own. And I'm not in that 2%. I do not feel these kids wandered off on their own. I'm going to tell you now, my thought from the very beginning is everybody knows everything. So I know I put my lotion on weird. I put it on the back of my hands, and then I do the, and I bathe in it because it's amazing. I feel like I'm getting younger. But it's my Jersey Girls brand. All right, you guys. So right now, as we're sitting on the poll, because this is going to be a little bit of understanding, and they're saying family is not a suspect in the disappearance of Lilly and Jack's case. So Lilly and Jack get reported missing back on May 2nd, and we're all like, did they really go missing on May 2nd, or was it real early in the morning, or was it May 1st real late at night? Like, we've got the timeline, and after we all figure out the timeline, Daniel's admitting that the Rcmp are like, we think something happened there on Thursday night going in, Thursday night going into Friday morning. Yeah, Daniel, something don't feel right. You can remember for it. You can remember after it. Where's that middle chunk? And he's like, nothing really happened. It's normal. And he's doing the whole, he's a windsock in front of a car dealership. But that being said, who all really knows? Now, when the Rcmp choose their words, I've learned, and I have great respect for those that understand it better because they're locals. They know. So I watch other creators that are locals to gain the understanding of how their government works, and for interviews and so forth. And one of the things the locals are sharing me that are at least in Canada, and then those in Nova Scotia are saying the Rcmp choose their words specifically, and you don't know it unless they want you to know it, that there's no leakage. And I've heard that from several creators. And I'm like, wow. So when the Rcmp say, I'm getting closer to you because I want you to listen. When the Rcmp say, no family are considered suspects. That doesn't clear Daniel. That doesn't clear Jamie. That doesn't clear any of them, because they are not family to Lily and Jack. I can't listen to Janie talk, not for another minute, because it's imprinting on my brain, and I'm going to need therapy, Daniel. So, that being said, everything that Janie has basically thrown at us has been in a defensive mechanism, because if you do hear her talk about something simple like Temu, her voice changes in almost a bearable way. Like you can almost listen to her. But when she's answering questions, she's always pushed it over like she's like almost deafening. And that's because she's so defensive. Now, a lot of you are under the impression that this could be the mother of the children that is the victim, alleged victim at this point, alleged victim, that Daniel's being charged with SA, assault, and confinement, forcible confinement. Those are real serious charges. So when they say that family is not a suspect, they're not clearing Daniel. They're not clearing Jeannie. And it dawned on me, because of Tammy, one of our beautiful PIs, she was like, you know, just because they clear family, Daniel not family. And I'm like, you right, girl, you right. Who do we got here? Spilled paint furniture flippers. Woo, you get the goat. You're our latest PI, darling. Welcome to the club. I try to do it way out here now so it doesn't hurt you guys' ears. That's our goat mascot. We sell him in the store. So if you want that, just head over to 1111dex.com and grab yourself a goat. Welcome, lovely, and thank you so much for joining. Who we got here? The Boogie Joe Show. The Boogie Woogie Woogie Woogie. I'm not too good at that, am I? All right, the Boogie Joe Show. I like your name a lot. May not be suspects. What about person of interest? I think he's all that and a little bit of more. Like tip him over and pour him out. I don't know. Just go with it. But I do. I think he's more than a person of interest. That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts, right? DM is not family. That's the key word. I'm from Nova Scotia. Thank you, Holly Jolly. And thank you, Tammy, because you're the one that brought this out. And I was like, oh, things that make you go, what? That's what I do. When I read you guys' comments and I see something like that, and it makes me think, like you're so smart. And the comments that you give me are very intelligent, and I'm reading them, and I get one like that, and I'm like, what? So I'm just saying, it matters. The Boogie Joe Show, OMG. You say, oh my God. You're the first to say it correct. Well, that's cool. Do I get a cookie, or are you gonna scream the goat? I'm in such a good mood because I feel like there's hope. There's hope for little Jack. There's hope for Lily. And no, I do not feel that the children are alive and well on some reserve. I just don't. I'm not a reserve, a reservation, sorry. U.S. and Canada are different, and, you know, I'm still learning it all, so I definitely don't mean disrespect if I mispronounce something, or I correct me if I'm wrong on something, because it is a learning experience. But these babies are very, very important. I've been in it since the beginning, and people were like, why are you over here in Nova Scotia with this, and you're in the U.S.? And I was like, don't you want coverage? I covered the Dylan Eiler case, and I've also went to Tenerife for Jay Slater. I mean, I didn't physically go to any of the locations, but my channel did, and we deep dived, and we stick with the case. And so whatever I'm drawn to intuitively, that's where I go. And it could be like the Gabby Petito case. It could be Summer Wells case. It could be, Harmony Montgomery's case. It could be Jay Slater's case. It's wherever I'm pulled into it, where my passion leads. And then once I get to the core of what I feel is the issue, then I'm hot on the trail to find out, how do we get justice in this situation? And it's one of those things where when you think it's the beginning of the arrests and charges. Thank you, Nikki UK. I hope it is. Do you guys feel more people are going to get arrested? So one of the things I always kind of think about is in the beginning, when I got all snippy about some things, and I said, I'm not going to call him a stepdad. You can go watch my videos. I threw a little hissy fit for many videos until everybody beat me into submission with their how silly I was and how I don't know that, you don't understand Nova Scotia. After so long, they only have to be together for a few little months, and then their common law marriage. And so, yes, he is the stepdad. Or, things like that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. All right, fine. I'll call him the stepdad, but really he's a boyfriend. So I've learned out of Jack and Lily's case that my initial thoughts are still my thoughts now, and that I haven't really wavered on how I feel they're all involved. I do not feel he is a stepdad. I feel that he is a threat to their safety. That's how I personally feel. And I have felt that all along. I'm very apprehensive of the disconnected mother that doesn't seem at all concerned. And I was having one of my friends and I, my besties, we were talking about the case, and we're both very involved. And she asked, I don't get the mother. Why is she not advocating for these kids? And I said, the only time a mother isn't going to advocate for her children is if she already knows the result, and that is that they have passed away. Because if she's trying to hide them, she might advocate for them to misdirect you. But the only time that I can imagine, and thank God that's all it is, as a mother of not advocating and making people look for your kids, is when you already have enough guilt because they've been passed away, and you don't want more guilt because now you've got people that you're pushing to get out there and do work that you know isn't going to bring your children back. So somehow they're all in the know in my book. But you may feel completely different. Like I said, a few of you, let's check that. Are we up to 100? We're getting close. We're getting close. If we can get up to 100 votes, then I'll go through and close off the poll. I'll tell you what it's leaning to. Well, no, I don't want to influence your vote. Just get your vote in. Let's see. How are we doing? There's a few of you that have not voted, so please get your vote in so that we can get that up there. Deborah says, Malia just recently got out of the hospital care, so she was in for a long time. And have you ever watched that movie, Sleeping with the Enemy, where Julia Roberts, playing the part of the female, fakes her own death to get out of there? Fakes that she drowns, but had broke out with the rock, the light back at the pier, so she knew where to swim during the storm. And she escapes. That movie can put you in the mindset of fear. But now, if something did happen with Daniel and the kids and she saw it, it could like mess somebody up that's already been through so much and is unstable already, and might push them over to where they don't exactly remember the whole thing. I'm not trying to give Malaya a cop-out. I'm just saying she might know that they're gone, but not know where Daniel took them, and be fearful that it's all going to come back on her. He's so manipulative. He's so, there were people that are still like, I'm in your back pocket over here, Daniel. Daniel, I'm in your back pocket. I got you no matter what, guy. I know it wasn't you. Durwood. Even they're starting to turn into, well, if it was Daniel, the kids are dead. And you're like, what? You feel me? Like the tides are turning a little bit. And then, and now he has a significant charge unrelated to Lilly and Jack Sullivan. And those charges are more related to violence, assault. SA is assault in a different way. And then forcibly confinement. This is an aggressive attack of some kind that he's being he's being accused of. So we have to look at it in face value and go, okay, let's put ourselves in that room for a minute. This other person is so comfortable in their behavior with themselves and thinking that they got me so under their thumb that they can forcibly jump on me or whatever they do to get me pinned to the floor. Everybody says on the bed. She never says bed. It could have been the floor. She says it hurts sometimes, implying this has happened before. Okay? Taking away your way to get help, and then doing something, some act, allegedly, that is actual, say, in Pig Latin, in nature. So now, take that sum of you standing in that room alone with another human being that feels so secure and arrogant and controlling, to think that they can do that and laugh in your face later and say things like, me and the baby, Meadow, will visit you in prison. Okay? Because Daniel said that to Malaya. And now you say, well, that charge has nothing to do with Jack and Lily case. Actually, it has a lot to do with it if you go an indirect route. If that is the mother of the children, then that is what was going on in the home with them. And the SA is disturbing because they have an infant together, meaning that's the mother of his child that he should have ultimate respect for. And apparently he has the least respect, allegedly. You feel me? Hospital for a long time is a rug user. Maybe she needed help to get clean, in your opinion. Lone Multi says if she was on rugs, she might need help to get clean, and when she is clean, she can see her daughter. All right, you guys, I want you to get real. The only thing that girl did was smoke some Mary Jane. Every single mathematical user is nothing but bones. They look like a twig covered in skin. Malaya is healthy and round. What most likely, if she has rugs in her system, is the Mary Jane. If there is something more there, I would question it to remind me of the Christine Rudy case, where Christine Rudy, who happened to be 6 months pregnant, before her husband took her life with a pew-pew in the head while she was 6 months pregnant on the side of the road, fact, they found eyewitnesses that knew, and also that Christy Moody had told her family that she would wake up and he would be injecting her thigh or her arm or whatever with a drug that he was taking so that she could never report him. And so she was literally being rugged. Now, it wasn't very often. It was just enough that she could only, just enough to make sure that she was going to have a dirty pee-pee. And then he killed her. So, if he'll go to the length of pinning her down and taking her phone and whatever else he did, it doesn't mean that we're dealing with a good person. We're dealing with somebody that wants ultimate control, that's on this illicit substance, that's thinking like a rug user. And it's a little known fact that this is how some of them keep a hostage, so they get them wanting more. They groom them into it so that they have that control of that person. That too, she could have been also abusing other rugs that are legal and a lot of things. Come on, you guys, get those likes up. There's 130. Okay, so what's the math? 134 minus 58. I don't even know. So we would have a 2. I'm going to go like 72, just out of wild guess. People that don't like it, but they're watching. Why? Why? Don't you love me? I love you. Jeannie says, I have been wondering if Malia went to bed at 9 on the 1st and they were still in bed at 9:10 the next morning. Did they not have to feed Meadow in those hours? What else? Who got up to get a bottle? They got up. She was already up making a phone call. Well, calling an app. And then she butt dialed her mom at 8:30. Janie was up since 6. She was taking care of a chicken. These people weren't sleeping. Yep. Okay. All right. So get your votes in. 3 more votes. Yeah. I need 3 more votes and I can close off the poll and read it to you. Hey, Jeannie, how you doing? So, what's next? So now he's got these charges. What's going to happen? Is he going to be found guilty? How will that change the case? How will it change the way you feel if he's found guilty? What if it turns out it is Malaya? What if our hunches are right? What are your thoughts? Where are we going from here? What kind of things does this change for the RCMP now that the masks are off and they now have made it clear to Daniel, we ain't your friend? And the cuffs came on. Mask off, cuffs on. There's your magic trick, right? Daniel thought he could come out here and talk his way through anything. I think he thought that he had made some good friends at the RCMP. Then something changed and he knew he was in trouble because he went offline. Either he said something wrong or he just pissed off the wrong person or he knew this was coming out. But he was like, Jenny was like, me and Daniel need to, clear out of social media and just disappear. that isn't going to change that they're watching, probably using false names to make comments and, like, you know, this is clickbait and stuff like that because we're talking about them. That's right, March 2nd. RR Safety Gal says March 2nd is arraignment hearing, read charges, and enter plea of guilty or not guilty. Yeah. Hey, Holly Jolly. It's just how reality is. Most people don't get it. What was that? Oh, did she? Daphne's case file. I would trust her. If she said it's Malaya, then she probably has a piece of paperwork that backs it up. Okay? I would trust Daphne. She's a good girl. She's a hard worker. Brookie Cookie Butterfly. I cannot believe that Malaya is completely uninvolved in the disappearance of Jack and Lily. No way, in my opinion. I can't. There has to be guilty knowledge, in my opinion. It was shared on the members live, okay? Hey, Karen Jones. Defense will ask for remand for information in order to get the information that the prosecutors have. Defense will ask for remand for information in order to get the information that the prosecutors have. Okay. I had to read it twice. Sorry. Trail Hiker says, in my opinion, Daniel, Malaya, and Janie are all involved, including Dirkwood. Let's call him Driftwood. Who was it? Someone. One of the beautiful PIs. They're so smart. They're like, let's call him Driftwood. That's funnier. I'm like, that is funny. Mariska, my baby. Does she know if M filed the report or if okay, I have a clue, but take it with a grain of salt because I don't know y'all's laws. But from everything I understood in researching this, if it's felony charges, then it came from the Rcmp. If it's misdemeanor, it would have come from the victim. I could be wrong. Totally wrong. But that's what I heard. But you're asking, you know. I have snowbillers. Holly Jolly, in my wild opinion. Ooh, I like that. My wild opinion. Rawr. Nobody told the truth, so the guilt lies withering all three until proven otherwise. I'm with you, Holly. Marlene, hello, lovely. Good to see you. All right, you guys. So, the thing with this is, if Daniel is truly a suspect and he gets found guilty, if those two things match, where he's a suspect, because they said, you know, no family is suspect. Well, Daniel ain't family to these kids. Right? That's a big deal. Because that's a clever way of not clearing Daniel. But if he's found guilty of these charges in the near future, well, even just during this part, this just made, like, grease the wheels to searching that trailer for evidence. I mean, it would have to deal with that crime, but if they found something else, he could be charged with more. You know how that happens, where, like, the person's arrested for a theft of an auto and then they find the body and they're like, oh, now he's got the, you know, homicide charge. Boom. So is this like it opened the gate, and is this going to ramp up? And are others going to be held accountable if they lied, if they gave false alibis? I mean, we did hear that one of the persons, Jamie, already was threatened with impeding being charged with a like impeding investigation or something. She was threatened with that when she wouldn't let him search her camper without a search warrant. So I'm sure that they're looking a little broader at anybody that was backing Daniel. Right, Driftwood? Is that why you were like, ooh, Daniel just become a hot potato, got to get my hands off. Woo, no touch. Yeah, I don't like him anymore. Nope, get him away from us. Jordan, what have we done? Now they're on to Daniel, and we've put ourselves in the same boat with Daniel. We got to get out of the boat. Burn the boat. Swim. Go. Run. Be like Derwood just standing there talking to Jordan. All of a sudden somebody goes, run. And he's like, Oh, yeah, I'm wondering. Did he find out that these charges were going to happen, and that's why he went over to Janie's and tried to face Daniel, and Daniel wouldn't come out of the house? Make you wonder. Things that make you go, what? Just tell them, where are Jack and Lily, Daniel? Then we can be done with this. You're probably going to have to sit a lot of time anyway. You might as well be honest. I think more charges will follow. This is just the beginning. Thank you, Trail Hiker. Karen Jones says, I think they are okay with Danny sitting in provincial jail for a while and thinking about what he has done. He's not in jail. Who's telling y'all he's in jail? He got released with, what do you call it? Conditions. He got released with conditions. Daniel ain't... Whoever's telling you guys that Daniel is sitting in jail, that is not true. Daniel was released right away with conditions. Okay? Holly Jolly saw them. The Boogie says, there should be laws that if you lose your kid, you go to the clinker. I mean, people get locked up for their children accidentally and innocently getting out on them with no harm done to the child. Well, you know what? It should be a law that you have to be locked up at least 72 hours until things get worked out. Because that way it's really in your best interest. Because if something did happen to your child after you're locked up, because they legit wandered off, you cannot be accused of the crime. You don't need a lawyer or nothing. You're just going to sit there for 72 hours. You're not going to get to talk to your partner. You're not going to get to work out a plan. It's going to be 72 hours of, this is what you get to sit and think about what happened to your baby. The next time, you'll keep your eyes on your kid. You'll fix your fence. I agree with that. Nicholas says, this is the reason why I think hope and pray Malia got the kids away. Maybe she was scared of Daniel. And this was the only way. Sleeping with the enemy with kids, right? I don't believe that happened, but I totally get why you do and respect it, truly. Hey, Misty in the house. Holly Jolly, maybe she didn't know he did something until it was done. Maybe she did something and he hit him. We don't know. Something, right? Oh, you're so welcome. Trail Hiker says, y'all, when you write so long, it's so hard for me to read it all. If DM does get sentenced to serve time, I don't think it will go well for him. If he's in general population, the inmates will know what he did. I hope he gets Bubba for a cellmate. All my opinion. Thank you for sharing your opinion. Driftwood knows it all, says Jennifer Swain. I think he knows a lot more than he ever tells us. Meant to say won't go well for him. We gotcha. I felt it. It was a moment of Shawshank Redemption. Holly Jolly. He's then telling her some big story, and then she panics and does what he says. Then there's a camera crew. Too many people. Honey, I don't know what you mean. It's too much. It's too much for me to read. Choo-choo, train. Yeah, and in the beginning, his arse will be murky. Marky, did you just say that? Oh my God. You actually made me blush. Oh, if you saw that. Oh my Lord. Hi Marky. I haven't seen you in a day or two. Welcome back. Sarah. Sorry guys. That was too much. That was too graphic, man. Oh. Sarah said, oh, I can't even. I gotta have a minute. That took me by surprise. Let me get a drink. Huh. Okay. Woosa, pull it together. That took me by surprise. And it was terribly funny. Oh, I gotta tell y'all something before I share this. Hold on, Holly. I gotta tell you guys something. I saw a meme of the South, and it was all iced over because you guys have ice and snow at the time, and it was like pristine, no footprints, and like everything looked like a little ghost town. There was nobody, and it was like you could hear like some crow far off go caw caw caw, ooh, right? And then all of a sudden you got AC/DC, and it said the South. And then you got AC/DC coming. All of a sudden comes blaring in, and it says the North, and the school bus jumps the railroad tracks in a huge burst of snow with the tires leaving the tracks, and it's like, and then it keeps going, it lands on its tire, and the school bus is literally back on track without missing a beat. It's hysterical. And I sent it to Jennifer Swain because I'm like, I was on that bus. I mean, seriously, it was so funny. Oh my gosh. I didn't say slot machine, Marky did. Oh. The jail treatment. Ooh, Amy. Y'all be nice, be nice. I know, Marky, I'm crying. Marky got me. You got me. You got me. Oh, that was too funny. Let me get all this off the board. I know I'm crying too. He won't be able to sit for a week. I gotta get off here. What are y'all doing? What have you done? I could go so rotten right now. My mind is racing. Okay, I'm gonna do it. God, please forgive me ahead of time. Ma, send me ice packs. Daniel, what in the world do you do? Why would you need ice packs? Okay, y'all, we're just goofing. We're just goofing. We're just having fun. I'm just saying, how's it going to be Superman in there? They're going to take little Daniel and just ball him up like a basketball and dribble him. They're going to be like, Daniel, shut up. And he's going to be like, whoop. Y'all know that he's going to have to try to do something really crazy in jail so that he can get like Section 8 into the mental part. Because he's going to be terrified without mommy. That apron is going to be cut. And he's going to have to, like, wow. Oh, my God. Whoo. Stop. I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh my God, that's so funny. Y'all, he deserves all this. He was his own kid said he was mean to Lily and Jack, but two wrongs don't make a right. I gotta quit. I gotta quit. That's too funny though. Oh, Lainey, what a live to catch. Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all are killing it. Killing it. due to the time difference. Well, I'm glad you caught the live. Okay, a real comment. Not a funny. Okay. We got to clear the air. Let's do both goats. Mute. I don't want to hear it. I've already just told you. I'm squeezing the goats. If I wake everybody up in your house, this is on you. You've had at least 30 seconds to mute. I mean, you're watching me. You know I do the goat. You should have the remote. All right. Cleared. We don't want Daniel to be the butt of every joke. Okay, I'm trying to pull it together, y'all. I had the giggles. I told you when I got on here and I was in a good mood. And then you guys started it. And now I can't quit. I've got the giggles on the live. You guys have made me cry today. All right, you guys. I'm going to pull it together. I'm going to read this. I'm like a news broadcaster that just, heard the anchor guy tell, fart. And you're like, oop. All right, I'm going to pull it together. Woosa, woosa. And I can't read if Marky says something because it will put me over the edge and I will die laughing. Okay. I can't even read chat anyway because y'all got me crying tears of laughter. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Holly Jolly says, the conditions are minimal that they put on him. Basically, stay away from the victim. That's it. That's it. Couple Cats is cracking up. I literally feel like I needed that laugh. I needed that. It's too funny. That killed me. The asthmatic joke just killed me. And I'm not making fun of anybody that has asthma. Spilled paint, furniture, flippers, Tiffany. I know, right? Yes, use the remote to mute the goat. I swear I heard you say that. Yes, like simple things. That's what I said. Use the remote to mute the goat. Sarah said he's going to need an ice bath. Oh. Yeah, it's a heavy subject, so we do need to laugh once in a while, and that was... Marky, you totally caught me off guard. You win on that. You score one, Marky. Dang, you got me good. When Liam watches this on replay, he's going to spit out his beer on Friday. Mama, I think we all needed this laugh. Thank you, Mark. Really, honestly. Thank you, Mark. You were funny. All right, you guys. We've got just a few more minutes. Let's just kind of get back into our train of thought. Whew. That was so well-deserved that we needed that giggle. A poet and didn't even know it, says Cup of Oats. So when it comes to Daniel, this really puts a lot of things into consideration that maybe you might not, some of you may not have wanted to cross, which was, would Daniel essay anyone? We do have a situation where we have Lily pulling her hair out. And Jack's not potty trained. They're covered in bruises, black eyes. And the bruising that I personally feel, I see, in my humble opinion, on Lily's knee. And I know I show it to you every time. And I'm not going to show it to you today. I'm just going to go look for it. It bugs me. And I can't shake this feeling that there's more to the monster theory than people are even realizing. Like, I'm scared that we're going to learn something that is disturbing. And I think when we get ahead of this and we know the answers and Lily and Jack have been found, And what we will pull away from this will change our view in true crime going forward as to how involved someone that could be so vicious like Chris Watts to go the lengths that they do and try. Nowadays, it's scary because this is why I'm so protective of this, but some creators want to give this person or that person, in the case of platform, and that can be wonderful if you connect with somebody like Belinda Gray, Lily and Jack's biological grandma. But if you connect to the wrong person, not only are you going to spew that information out and feed their narrative where they've gained control of that narrative, like embracing a Durwood or embracing a whatever, or I'm sorry, Driftwood. We need to be very accountable and careful in getting close, because I worry for people. I did it in the beginning. I got too close to actual people. I went to their hometown, was boots on the ground, made friends with some of them. It didn't do me any goods. It actually only got me closer and closer to danger. And as I got older and I finally had to just leave that case and start a whole new channel on YouTube and make that an old life to protect me and my children, because I was too much at ground zero, and the people I had been talking to were part of the gameplay, and I did not always know that. So going forward, I think Daniel is going to teach us that somebody can come out and put on whatever mask they want, but there could be a true, completely different person behind closed doors that could be very diabolic. But we'll see. That's just my humble opinion. Some of you may not agree with that. Lenny says, what about the family and keeping the secret and the children and going on with their lives like nothing happened? I don't know. Cup of oats. Hello, lovely. I always say cup of oats. That's what I see. Cup of cats. Cup of cats. Love you, lovely. If I say cup of oats, just know that that's your name in my head now. I'm sorry, but I keep saying it. So if I do that, it's not because I'm disrespecting you at all. It's because you're my cup of oats. Like, I love oats. You said he thinks he can talk in circles like the McCanns and the Ramseys, but he's not smart as he thinks he is, and he doesn't have the money or connections. He's toast. And he ain't even cinnamon crunch toast. He's just toast, like no butter. Like, he's plain. I want you to look at his thumbnail. All right? Now, everybody got mad at me when I pointed out that these kids don't even have decent food because they're having to borrow money for food from Patty. They're having to get her credit card for groceries. And I made a point and said, why the hell is he wearing this expensive watch, right? And everybody's like, blah, 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 blah. They got money. Oh, no, they don't. All right? So now, you know, rappers, wannabe rappers, and girls are the only ones that wear their necklace over the top of their clothes. Just saying, most men let that necklace fall wherever it does, and they don't put it out for the photograph, right? And so we know he's not a rapper. Unless you take the P out, he might be that, right? An add a G, graper. Might not be a rapper, but it could be a graper. But what's with the gold chain? The gold chain, did that make him feel like he's all that? I'm just saying, it was all this idea that he could come out and look like a polished. He's still a turd. Nobody can polish a turd. He's still a turd in my bucket. I'm so sorry for the way the day has gone. Just sharing how we feel. The Boogie Woogie, the Boogie Joe Show, Boogie Joe. Do we even know for sure that they disappeared that morning? No. Right? Marky, kid's starving, but Danielle's math that he isn't addicted to and hasn't been taken for years. He's got jewelry he could sell. I mean, there's pawn shops. Go get groceries. Right. Did you guys hear about that other bust? There is a different woman and male, and the female's last name is Martell, and it's in Glasgow, and it's for big mathematics and dealing, and they had scales, they had everything, and it's a Martell. Use a bucket. All right, Janie gets it from Temu. Daniel, I'm trying to get something on Temu, and my phone ain't working. All right, I'm going to leave you with that thought. I love you guys to the moon and back. If you want to jump over with me, we're going to start in about 5 minutes, and we're going to pull some cards. If that is not your thing, just skip this step. I will see you again very, very soon. I love you. Don't forget Starlights. We're going to be doing Starlight World tomorrow for our beautiful Starlights. You know who you are, so tune in. I love you guys. Thank you for hitting the likes. Thank you for hyping it up. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for being you. Stay warm, and I will see you again very soon. Say a little prayer for Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Thank you, lovelies. Bye for now. I think.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I'm here to stay. Destiny will overcome.
Just wait.
No, I am not afraid.
Just
like
wait.
a phoenix
I love you,
in
my
the
babies.
night, my soul will rise. From the darkness to the light, I feel alive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix.
Hold on, we got the poll. Somebody reminded me who did it. The Boogie Joe Show. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's do the poll real quick. Who is your main suspect in the disappearance of Jack and Lilly Sullivan case? The number one answer was C, Daniel, Janie, and Malaya at 53%. And a second came in at 37%. Answer A, Daniel and Janie. We also had the third popular answer was Malaya alone at 8%, and still 2% of you answered D, kids wandered on their own. I will see you over in just a minute. Love ya.